Good.
Used to say, well, there's possibility. I'm sorry.
You are right. That's great. That's great.
Okay, we can shut that door. Yeah, thank you. Now we're good.
Good evening. I would like to call to order the July 24th Board of Aldermen meeting. And I'll call the meeting to order. I'd ask everyone to rise and join me in the pledge of
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I would ask the city clerk to call the roll, please.
Alderman Allen? Here. Alderman Even? Here. Alderman Francisco? Here. Alderman Hughes? Here. Alderman Kinsella?
Here.
Alderman Schwer?
Here.
And Alderman Lucian.
Here.
Mary is presiding, and we do have a quorum.
Relative to the minutes from the July 10th meeting, I seek a motion and second to approve. Any discussion? None? All in favor?
Aye.
I do want to note that we have a beautiful new plant in our lot, courtesy of an anonymous owner. So I wanted to make note of that. Thank that anonymous owner for that beautiful installed shovelware. This time, we have a couple citizens who have asked to speak, so I think we would let them go now. And as our usual custom, each speaker gets roughly 3 minutes. It is Pete, I pronounce it right, Pete Eckenbrecht. Do you want to come forward?
Well, I was going to speak while we're talking about the Principia item that's up here. I'm just saying I'm in support of that. They have done their best with physical plant stuff to be very cooperative and helpful for us as neighbors. And I think it's a really good idea for them to have a place for the buses to turn around so we don't have any problems over there.
When they did present that to P&Z, it became very clear that to give them a little more space to turn around probably goes a long way to not having some child killed when it backs up.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that passed P&Z unanimously, being on that board myself. I don't remember anyone having a dissenting vote. And I think there was just, it seemed straightforward that would lead to increased safety.
Yeah, really good idea, I think. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for taking the time. And the other speaker, and I apologize if I mispronounced your name. The first name is Chris, and is it
Houston.
Houston?
Yeah, hi.
Welcome.
I agree with Peter on the turnaround, and so does my husband, Randy. But I'm not in favor, and neither is my husband, with Principia's weekend activities and the disturbance and the noise and the peace. We had to cancel our weekend festivities at our home because of what was going on at Principia. It was out of control, totally. I went over there probably at 1 o'clock yesterday and stood in the parking lot of Principia next to 2 county cops They were trying to quiet a potential outbreak of teenagers, yes. And when you've got to stop the place for 2 days with county cops and Jennings police for 2 full days, you know that they are expecting potential outbreaks. I stood there and Officer Dooley calls in and 5 more county cops come over. I back away and head home because I'm afraid I'm going to be shot in the back. I stand in my driveway, which we live right next door to Peter and Barbara, right across the street from the sports tower. 30 years.
If I could ask, what was this on the football field?
Yes,
And in general, what was the activity going on? Could you
I think it was football.
Okay.
Football, soccer, I have no clue because I wasn't going to go over there. Yeah, okay, so I called 911 and I told them what was going on. And I don't know if they called Town and Country or not. We went inside, but something's got to change. It was horrible. I left a message at Principia yesterday. I haven't heard back. I hope I hear back from someone tomorrow because I have more to add to this. And we've got a lot of respect for all the services offered here. My nephew is a 12-year paramedic. Thank you. We appreciate it. We had one of the ambulances end up in our front yard. We don't care. We'll take care of it, you know? I mean, it's okay. But this has got to stop totally. And I want someone to call me tomorrow. Thank you.
Well, when I, certainly myself or the city manager will meet with the police head at Principia or someone on their senior staff, and we'll get an answer. I don't know if it'll be tomorrow. I don't know exactly when we'll meet with them, but there's no reason for us not to go ahead and meet with them and try to get.
I'd like to hear from someone.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's fine. Thank you for taking the time to come up. I believe we have any other. Thank you. All right, next is a public hearing. A public hearing to review a request from Kevin Morrell, owner, for approval of a conditional use permit for residential driveway gate to be located at 2019 South Mason Road in the suburban estate, in parentheses, SC zoning district. I now declare the public hearing open. I would ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of notice of hearing published in the St. Louis County on July 7th, 2023. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing posted at the municipal center on the city's website, sent via Notify Me, posted on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of that property with a list of those owners attached. Exhibit number 3 is bill number 2336. And exhibit number 4 is an email in support from neighbors Edwin and Susan Hofstetter at 2014 South Mason, dated July 15th, 2023, consisting of 1 page.
Mr. Morrell's at the podium, and I would ask the board if they have any questions for Mr. Morrell. Alderman Weezy.
Thank you. I'm just curious, I know this was previously approved.
Yeah.
Was there, are there changes to it, or does anything have to?
No, there are no changes to it. I needed a little more time. I had some labor issues with my sub, and we need a little more time. We're ready to start it actually in August.
So you're already.
Yeah, I have all the material. We had some issues with material, but I'm ready to go, finally.
All right, thank you.
Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? I now declare the public hearing closed. Next, a public hearing to review a request from Mr. Morrell, owner, for approval of a conditional use permit for a storage building located at 2019 South Mason Road in the suburban estate, in parentheses, SC zoning district. I now declare the public hearing open, but also ask the city clerk to enter exhibits.
Exhibit number 1 is affidavit of publication notice of hearing published in the St. Louis County on July 7th, 2023. Exhibit number 2 is typewritten notice of hearing posted at the municipal center on the city's website, sent via Notify Me, posted on the subject property, and mailed to property owners within 300 feet of the subject property with a list of those property owners attached. Exhibit number 3 is bill number 2337. And exhibit number 4 is email and support from neighbors Edwin and Susan Hofstetter, 2014 South Mason, dated July 15th, 2023, consisting of 1 page.
Do any members of the board have any questions or discussion? Are there any members of the public that wish to comment? I now declare the public hearing closed. I believe we have no appointments. At this time, I would recognize the board's opportunity
Good.
to provide a report.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And the city administrator does not have a report. Moving on to unfinished business, bill number 23-34, to the board as a whole, without objection. Would the city clerk read the bill for the second time?
Bill number 2334 is an ordinance amending various sections of chapter 405, the zoning regulations of the municipal code of the city of Town and Country, specifically pertaining to recreational marijuana-related uses.
Seek a motion and second to approve. So,
Second.
Before I ask for any discussion on amendment, I have a question, if I could, for our city design. On this regulation in terms of the 1,000-foot, I was just wondering, in terms of some of the areas that we have in Town and Country, such as, let's just say, maybe Hampton Land Village. where it's situated, would someone who wanted to put in a marijuana dispensary be able to put it there and fit into the requirements of the code?
At that specific location, a portion of it, yes.
Okay. And how about, I don't mean to, how about Town and Country crossing, there's already things.
A portion of it.
And how about,
Like the portion away from, like, the back half.
how about, Woods Mill, second, where Masses is?
Oh, masses, that is, yes, you could put a dispensary at that location, yes.
So that really, if someone was so inclined, there are geographic areas, if there was real estate available, we could conceivably have someone bring that proposal forward.
There are legal areas to locate a dispensary or a testing facility
Okay.
in town,
How
yes.
about, because I know it takes more space, I believe, is the same true for, you can see where I'm coming from, I know, God forbid, if somebody wanted to have a growing area in here too, is there any of those areas where a growing center would be feasible?
So you're talking about a cultivation
Right,
facility.
cultivation facility.
It's listed as a conditional use in office, campus office, and planned office park. You'd be very, very limited. Most of our schools and churches are located along 64, 270,
Okay.
which is where that zoning is. So the buffer takes that away.
Might be this country, but most probably not a cultivation.
I would say it would be extremely unlikely, just, and also because of the cost of real estate in this area.
I get it.
Yeah. I will say, just for the edification of the board, that I've had maybe 3 or 4 calls in the last 4 years about marijuana. It's not like something we get interested parties on a monthly basis. It's very rare.
Well,
And I've spoken to several property owners, and that's the other thing you have to keep in mind is depending on whose real estate it is, whether or not they entertain that, or they're open to it. So even if it may be in a legal location, say like Lamp and Lantern, the owner of that property is not interested in that kind of use. So, but there are places in town for sure. Yes.
there's one potential option.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. And also, can I open it to the board with any other questions? And I'm going to ask the city clerk for a roll call vote. Thank you, Madam.
Yes, sir.
Alderman Kinsella?
Aye.
Alderman Allen?
Aye.
Alderman Edith? Alderman Weason?
Nay.
Alderman Francisco?
Aye.
Alderman Hughes?
Aye.
And Alderman Schwer?
Aye.
The bill passes 6-1 and becomes ordinance number 4581.
Thank you. Next bill number 23-35, the board as a whole, without objection, the city clerk read the bill in the second.
Bill number 2335 is an ordinance approving the third amended final site development plan with conditions to be complied with for the Principia located at 13201 Clayton Road, City of Town and Country, Missouri, and authorizing certification of the third amended final site development plan.
Thank you. I seek a motion and second. Any discussion or amendment? Would ask the city clerk for a roll call vote.
Alderman Francisco?
Aye.
Alderman Weekend?
Aye.
Alderman Schwer?
Aye.
Alderman Hughes?
Aye.
Alderman Edith?
Aye.
Alderman Allen?
Aye.
And Alderman Kinsella. The bill passes unanimously and becomes ordinance number 4582.
Thank you. Moving on to new business. Bill number 23-36. Sponsored by Alderman Louisiana, without objection, so the city clerk read the bill in first time.
Bill number 2336 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a storage building located at 2019 South Mason Road in the City of Town and Country.
Bill number 23-36 is continued to the meeting Monday, August 14th, 2023, with a second reading and consideration. Next is bill number 2337, also sponsored by Alderman Louisiana, without objection to the city clerk to read the bill for the first time.
Bill number 2337 is an ordinance approving a conditional use and authorizing a conditional use permit for an accessory structure, a residential driveway gate located at 2019 South Mason Road in the City of Town and Country.
Bill number 23-37 is continued to the meeting of Monday, August 14th, 2023, for the second reading and consideration. Next is resolution number R09-2023, a resolution approving a Mission Taco Restaurant at 1000 Woods Mill Road in Schnucks Woods Mill Plaza Shopping Center. I seek a motion and second. Any discussion on amendment, Alderman Louisiana?
Thank you, Mayor. Just clarification for Mr. Spencer. Can you just explain what the process is for this resolution for us tonight? What is it that we're approving or denying?
Certainly. It's an acknowledgement of the restaurant's use and an acknowledgement that they provided the required information that they're supposed to provide. Previously, restaurants were a conditional use permit situation in the commercial zoning district. The city changed that many years ago to a permitted use, provided that the restaurant bring forward basic information, which is in the resolution: hours of operation, number of employees, size of the restaurant, things like that. And they provided that information. So this is basically just a blessing of that.
So everything they've presented to you has been, they're following all the code.
They've checked all the boxes that they're required to.
Including parking.
Yes, and I made a point of putting that in the memo. Schnucks Woods Mill is a minor shopping center, so there's a smaller reduced parking requirement if the restaurant space is less than 20% of the overall center. In this case, this restaurant plus Duffy's gets you to 13%, so they have that 5 per thousand. So they're almost 60 spaces to the good. And like I was, Alderman Weezingham and I were discussing earlier, it's really incumbent on the property owner and the tenants to work out how the parking is going to be managed in the center, because it is fairly tight up front. There's more in the back, obviously. So how staff and employees park and where they park is probably something they need to work out amongst themselves.
Alderman.
I have a question, and I don't know where to go with this one. When Alderman Meeting and I met with Mike Duffy's restaurant, and we took a tour when there was another restaurant that was interested in the front portion. We got to see kind of the area where they have their dumpster and kind of the back portion, and it looked extremely crowded. I'm concerned with a restaurant of this size being able to manage it when they are stating that they already have one dumpster full per day, and the pickup is per day, and the traffic is extremely congested. It just seems like adding a restaurant of this size is a little bit concerning. So where do we go with that to get that figured out?
Well, Mission Taco has the right to that service bay, and they need to work together to figure out the turnover of those dumpsters and you know, the timing of all of that. But they have every right to that area, as McDuffie's
So
does.
that area is pretty small, that bay area.
Mhm.
Is there anything that the property owner should be doing in order to be able to accommodate two restaurants that need a fair amount of space?
I don't have an answer to that question. I don't know.
That's something we could maybe
We could
inquire
follow up
the
with
property owner?
like Desco. Right?
By the way, I did go by earlier in the week and that area is open. It looks like they've cleared out a portion of that dumpster enclosure. So I think some of the things that were there.
There was
they were
storage.
working on it, looks like.
Storage and there was
Yeah.
a smoker of some sort.
Clean that up.
It appeared to be because the doors were open, looks like they were less congested.
Alderman Newsom.
Just one follow-up question. Is there a timeline or a timeline of when the deliveries are made to either of the restaurants there? Or is it open to the restaurant discretion?
Certain commercial areas in town, we have regulations because like Town and Country Crossing, for instance, is a PD, and we have regulations placed on that. In this case, unless there's something in the standard municipal code that addresses it, I can't think off the top of my head. There's nothing that says deliveries and so forth are, you know, this time or this hour.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you all. Fine. Next is resolution number R10 2023. A resolution approving amendments to the indenture of trust and restrictions agreement for Cedar Springs subdivision in the city of Town and Country. I seek a motion and second. Thank you. Second. Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye. Anyone opposed? Next is resolution number R11 2023. A resolution of the Board of Aldermen approving the use of GovDeal by the city of Town and Country as an online auction solution for the sale of surplus items. Seek a motion and second to approve.
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye. Oh, I'm sorry, I have two of them, sorry. They're sometimes too quick. Alderman Francisco, and Alderman Hughes.
I just have a quick question. It sounds like a great idea to me. I just wanted to know how often this comes up. How often are we have this kind of property that we turn over?
Well,
Is this pretty
currently it
thing?
doesn't come up a lot because our option was to more or less give stuff to St. Louis County, and then the county would benefit from those proceeds.
I just didn't know
we
if this is
have-
something that happens on a regular basis. We're turning that over.
Well,
Or is
so it may happen a little bit more if this is passed, because we've got a lot of old radar guns, stuff like that we have nothing, what are we gonna do with them, you know? Where this gives us an option and the city would benefit from that going into the general fund. But once we get rid of some of that equipment, then it's probably more 2 or 3 times a year type situation.
Alderman Hughes.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a question similar to that. On page 2, it talks about the property purge procedures. And I was wondering, do we have an established timetable for that? Like we
For
would do it
purging?
quarterly or biannually?
Well, a lot of the purging is stuff that's in our evidence. So it just depends. If the case has been disposed of and we are done with it, or it's found property and it's sat the required amount of time, then we need to get rid of that stuff because it's taking up space.
Okay.
So then some of it will require a judge, our local or a county judge, to sign off that we can get rid of it. We did that in the past. We had like 12 bicycles sitting downstairs, and we ended up donating them to Destiny Church. Some of you may have known that. But those are, it's items like that where we can use this site to purge and potentially get some refund on that.
They also mentioned in here, they said they can also sell long guns.
Well, okay, so that's probably our guns, because any guns that we seize
Okay,
or that we take for found property, safekeeping, and then we're stuck with them, we give those to gun busters and they're destroyed.
okay.
So the long guns are probably, what they're talking about is the ones that we have that are ours that we're no longer using.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Certainly.
I have some questions on that.
Any other discussion?
Thank you, Madam.
No? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Next, bill number 23-38, sponsored by Alderman Kinsella. Without objection, would the city clerk read the bill at this time?
Bill number 2338 is an ordinance accepting the bid of T-Ho Construction for snow removal services on the roadways and streets of the city of Town and Country during annual winter seasons commencing in 2023 for a period of 10 years, and authorizing an agreement for same.
Thank you. Bill number 2338, continuing the meeting Monday, August 14, 2023, for second reading and consideration. Next, bill number 23-39, sponsored by Alderman Francisco. Without objection, the city clerk read the bill at the first time.
Bill number 2339 is an ordinance authorizing the city administrator to execute a notice to proceed agreement with Music Construction for construction-related services associated with the Military and First Responders Tribute Project.
Bill number 2339 is continued to the meeting of Monday, August 14, 2023, with the second reading and consideration. Next, another resolution number R11-2023. A resolution of the Board of Aldermen of the City of Town and Country authorizing the city administrator to engage in specialized legal services as needed on behalf of the city. Seek a motion and second to approve. Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next, approval of a liquor license retail by the drink for John Neal and the restaurant, contingent on receipt of payment. Seek a motion and second to approve. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Warrant list is in the amount of $328,003.80. Seek a motion and second to approve. Thank you. Any discussion or amendment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I have no other business to bring up. I open it to the floor for Board of Aldermen. If there's anything you want to bring up at this point. If not, I seek a motion to close the meeting pursuant to section 610.021, parentheses 1, 3, and 13. Revised statutes of Missouri to discuss legal actions, personnel, and attorney-client privilege communications. Is there a second?
I'll need a first and a second on.
Second. Any discussion? I would ask the city clerk for a roll call vote.
Alderman Allen.
Aye.
Alderman Edith. Aye. Alderman Francisco.
Aye.
Alderman Hughes.
Aye.
Alderman Kinsella.
Aye.
Alderman Schwer.
Aye.
And Alderman Musin.
Aye.
It carries unanimously, and for the record, the board will not return to open session.
Thank you. Good to see everyone.